something that I've noticed in my life is that no matter what medium it takes form in, I love immersion. I love the idea of an immersive experience, whether that's video games or movies or a book, even though I'm not much of a reader. I got to do better about that. I love the immersive experience of the cinema. And I think a big reason why that is because when you go to the cinema, you go to the theater, it forces you to surrender yourself to the screen, to the story. You're not supposed to be looking at your phone, shouldn't be talking on the phone, shouldn't be texting. And for that period of time while you're watching the movie, you can't engage in anything else except for this story. It allows me to really become invested in the story and in the characters and in the experience. But you can't always experience the cinema, and I personally want to experience what that immersion feels like at home. And I think one of the ways that you can experience that sense of immersion is in gaming and in video games. Unlike a film, video games require you to have input. You have to be part of the story to take part in it and to intake it. And for me, lately, I've been trying to experience this immersion, but something that's been getting in my way is simple. It's my phone. Your phone is filled with notifications and distractions. And if you let it take over, you will just be like a brain rot zombie, just scrolling forever. I saw something recently that was, I think it was like a documentary or something, where this person was talking about, if I found the documentary, I'll leave a link to it, but I honestly don't remember where I saw it from. This person was talking about how as time has gone on, obviously our attention spans have gotten shorter and shorter. And something that stuck with me is that a lot of people, can't speak for everyone, but for me, struggle with the idea of silence, struggle with the idea of not hearing anything. And your brain always needs to be stimulated in some way. And that's where the phone becomes one of the most distracting things you could probably put in a human's hands, because we're constantly like wanting a dopamine hit, wanting some type of distraction, some type of stimulation to the brain. Now, I know I'm stating the obvious here by just saying, well, just get off your phone, put it off to the side, put it in the corner, put it in another room. But it's a lot easier said than done, because I think for a lot of people, including myself, it's become a habitual thing that we do. When there's silence, when there's a dead moment, what do? You just pick up your phone, right? Because you don't want to hear the silence. And I think that hurts a lot of things. I think it hurts creativity. It hurts being able to, like what we're talking about today is being fully immersed and being able to surrender yourself to whatever that medium is so that you can see and experience how the creators intended you to experience said thing. It's just something that's been on my mind, and I'm not saying that I have the answers, but I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about it, because I don't know if I'm the only one that, really struggles with that. So anyways, I know I'm probably just yapping on here, right? But I think a big reason why I've been thinking about this lately is because you guys know that I've made a couple videos about the AYN Thor, and everyone loves this thing because not only is it just amazing, but it's also like a multitasking beast, and you've got the second screen that you can use to watch videos while you play games and whatnot, and that's great, and I wouldn't want to take that away from the device. But I also realize that by me trying to utilize that second screen, I feel like I haven't really been able to fully immerse myself in any game that I'm playing. And what I tend to do is play more surface level games that kind of allow me to play on like an autonomous level, kind of like Mario Kart, right? Like I don't feel like I have to really think hard to play Mario Kart. And so I find myself playing games like that more frequently, just so I can have multiple things stimulating my mind at the same time. It's very weird. Hopefully I'm not the only one that's like that. But it's not like I'm trying to. Again, it's like a habitual thing. And so I'm really trying to break that. And I think the biggest way for me to break that is to, number one, not use the second screen for anything. That sounds obvious. But when there are dull moments, right, in any game, to just experience that, take in the environment and experience it, and don't habitually try to reach for something else to stimulate your mind. And I noticed that I did the same thing while playing some games on my PC, or playing some games that I've been playing on the 360 lately. I found myself just turning on my phone and having like Formula One news just playing on, in the background. And I love Formula One, and I love, you know, kind of keeping up with all the details and everything that are going on. But yeah, I didn't need to do that. Like, I can just focus on one task at a time. And you may even have me playing on in the background while you're doing something else, and you need to stop. Just enjoy what you're doing, okay? And then come back. Something else that I've been trying to do to kind of fight my urge to multitask and do multiple things at the same time is I got an ultra wide monitor. I know it's like, oh, you had a problem, so you threw money at it, but I've always wanted an ultra wide monitor. And something that I've always liked the idea of anyways, is with an ultra wide, it kind of fills your field of view, and it can demand more of your attention. And I think it's been really great in helping in that department anyways. One of my favorite games ever is Battlefield 1, and the Steam summer sale just passed, so I decided to grab it for like the third time. I think I bought it on 3 different platforms, and I was playing on the ultra wide, and it just reminded me of why this game cannot be beat as far as immersion in an FPS. I think it came out in 2016. The trailer was insane, and the game feels like you're playing a war movie still to this day. I know it probably has its faults and game mechanics or whatever, but yeah, it was just a great experience to have on an ultra wide, and I've always wanted to see what that's like. I've just never bought an ultra wide for my PC, and so I finally got to experience that, and I would say 10 out of 10 recommend. I could probably ramble on all day about this stuff, but I think the key takeaways are this. I need to challenge myself in a couple different ways. Number one, when I'm using the Thor, don't use the second screen. Pretty obvious, but fight the urge. Do not try and stimulate my brain more than it needs to be, just for the sake of, I don't know, like the lack of dead silence. I don't know. Also, if I'm planning on doing a gaming session, take the phone, put it literally anywhere. Put it in another room, lock it in the bathroom, put it in the closet, put it somewhere else. Maybe leave the ringer on just in case you're expecting an emergency call or whatever, but just don't have it within reach. Now, I also love this ultra wide monitor, and I could easily recommend, well, just get an ultra wide, but ultra wides have gotten expensive. Mine isn't the greatest, but I think the 240 hertz, and I think it's a 21:9 aspect ratio. It's a pretty nice size monitor, has helped in the immersive, you know, department for games and content. And so yeah, if you have always wanted an ultra wide, maybe think about getting that if you have a PC or whatever the case may be, or try to set up an environment for you that allows you to really just take away all distractions. I think for me, the biggest reason why the ultra wide kind of does that is because number one, it takes up a lot of my field of view when I'm looking at it, and so I feel like I can't really focus on anything else, and I'm not trying to multitask on it as far as a video game, because I'm trying to get the field of view anyways. So yeah, that might be another way to bring that immersion that you can get in the cinema, bring it to home while playing a game. But if you don't think you need an ultra wide, just creating an environment for you to really focus on one single thing and for it to maybe take up a good amount of your field of view, I think can help, you know, filter distractions if you just curate your space to be that way. Anyways, thanks for attending my rant. It was just something that was on my mind lately, and I thought maybe you guys could chime in. Like, what do you guys do to really get yourself immersed in a game, you know, and to experience, you know, something pretty great at home? Like, what is your trick? For me, I'm still figuring it out, and I think it's mostly just because everything is fighting for our attention nowadays. So trying my best, despite how my brain feels like it's wired now, to break those habits. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Also, wait, hold on. Thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. We finally hit the goal of 2K. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Whether it was for one video or for all my videos, just thanks for watching. So until next time, talk to you later. Bye.